Welcome back to cooking every single recipe in the official Fallout Cookbook. Today we're making baked bloatfly. Don't forget to subscribe and vote for the make next in the comments below. We're going to start this recipe off with prep. First, you're going to want to chop 1 portobello mushroom, and then you're going to chop 3 button mushrooms, and then you're going to chop 2 shiitake mushrooms, and then, once again, another chopping. You're going to chop 1 medium yellow onion, you're going to chop 1 orange bell pepper, a quarter bunch of cilantro, 3 tablespoons fresh tarragon, and 3 tablespoons fresh sage. All those get chopped. Now we're going to make the barbecue sauce. You're going to want to combine half a cup of Nuka-cola soda syrup, go see Nuka-cola short, a half cup ketchup, quarter cup of Worcestershire sauce, quarter cup of steak sauce, 1 teaspoon onion powder, 1 teaspoon garlic powder, and a tablespoon of hot sauce. And you're just going to bring to a boil over medium-high heat, reduce to low, and simmer uncovered for 20 minutes. Transfer to an airtight container, and then you can store it in the fridge. Or if you're using it now, so you don't need to transfer to an airtight container, but it can be stored in the fridge for up to a month. Now you're going to heat 2 tablespoons of olive oil into a large sauté pan or skillet, and you're going to throw in just all your vegetables up, like your mushrooms, onion, and bell pepper, and you're going to cook that for about 10 minutes until all the onions are translucent and the mushrooms are soft. Then you're going to throw in all your herbs, including 4 teaspoons of dried basil. And which I did forget, but I don't think it would have changed my opinion on it. But then you're going to cook that for another 5 minutes, and remove from heat and set aside. Then, in a food processor, you're going to combine 3/4 cups of cashews and a half cup of walnuts, and you're going to pulse until they're crumbled. Do not over pulse them. You just want them to be crushed. You don't want them to be a fine powder. Then you're going to put them into a bowl and set aside, and add in 1 15-ounce can of chickpeas drained, and you're going to pulse that until smooth. You're going to put it in the same bowl, and you're going to combine it with a half cup of cooked quinoa and a half cup of panko breadcrumbs. And then just stir until it's fully combined, and then you're going to drain any liquid that might have leaked up from your fried vegetables, and put those in as well, and fold them in. Then you're going to add 2.5 tablespoons of ketchup, 2 tablespoons of steak sauce, a teaspoon of liquid smoke optional, and season with salt and pepper. And then you're going to put it into a loaf pan with parchment paper hanging out over the sides. I also grease the parchment paper. Top it with your barbecue sauce and put in the oven at 375 for an hour. Once the hour is up, you're not going to turn off your oven. You're going to take it out of the oven, and you're going to cut the loaf into 1-inch thick slices, and you're going to put them on a baking sheet with parchment paper, where you're then going to put them back in the oven for another 10 minutes. Or you're going to let it sit for 10 minutes, cut it, then put it back in the oven for 15 minutes until the edges look slightly crispy, and then you're going to let it stand for another 10 minutes, and then you can eat it. This was pretty good. I kind of hated the texture though. I maybe didn't cut things small enough, I don't know, but I did not enjoy the texture. It tasted fine. I kind of also hate the cooked peppers. I think every recipe would be superior without cooked peppers, but for the integrity of the recipe I had to do it. But all in all, I think it's 7.5, 8 out of 10. It's not a bad recipe by any means. I'm just not the biggest fan of it. I'm kind of leaning more to the 7.5, maybe even 7. It's somewhere between 7 and 8. We'll see.